All right, hello, welcome to Ben's OP Game Show, recorded live at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, twitch.tv/TheGameFanatics every Friday, live. Just a recursive intro where if you forget one part of it, you can just loop the other parts back in.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of cool. And today I am joined by Joel,
I have returned.
fresh from the minor leagues. Joel is here
That's funny.
to save the thank you.
We're here to save the day.
All right, and the big thing this week was Red Dead Redemption 2. There's been a lot of... There was a trailer that we're watching. Hopefully I don't get some stupid strike. Because it's... Oh, you played a trailer. It's just a horse. Relax.
You just have to flip the video
Mm,
and then maybe speed it up a little bit. Then
yeah,
I think
it's
you're good.
a little late for that. There's also been a lot of kind of exclusive stuff IGN has had about it, which I haven't looked at. So what did you think of the trailer and all this that's been going on?
You know, I've been kind of cold on Red Dead just because, like, I liked Red Dead Redemption, but I'm just not super into like Western stuff. But I did enjoy the online, and then watching this trailer compared to the first one, like really getting a sense of the story and the environment. It kind of I don't know, it kind of made me a lot more interested in it because now I see like the tone of it.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me pumped up for the story because that's one thing I felt like I was going to have a hard time getting into was the story. But this looks really good, and you know, I'm glad it's not, you know, based around the character from the last game, that it's more of like a prequel. So I don't know. I mean, I think it looks good. A lot of people are complaining like, oh, it doesn't look as good, or there's no gameplay, and it's like, I don't really want to see gameplay. I want to leave that as a surprise. And now I'm very interested in the game.
Yeah, hold on. I'm dealing with like 17 things breaking. I agree too. I was one of those people where Red Dead came out and I was burned by GTA 4, which I love to bring up as the only game I ever quit.
You didn't like bowling with your cousin?
You know, that's probably the least egregious thing about that game. But I mean, literally is the only game where I'm like, no, I'm never playing you again. I hate you. Because you'll quit playing games because of whatever, you know, boredom, or you just something else comes out. I actively did not ever want to play that game again, so I never did. So then Red Dead comes out, it gets all these good reviews, and I'm like, I'll wait for the PC version.
Dang, did that ever come? I don't even remember.
No, it didn't.
Ah.
I did go back on PS3, like 2 years ago, not even, maybe, and played like 3 hours of the original Red Dead, and I can get it. I can totally understand. I do really like the Western aesthetic and the setting, but that game looks like trash. On the
Yeah, it
PS3.
definitely doesn't hold up very well.
Oh
It's I mean, kind of like GTA 4. It's so I feel like they were developing it so early on in the PS3 era.
Yeah.
And even, I mean, I've heard it looks good on Xbox. On like
That's
the
the
backwards
thing. They did
compatibility thing.
we did the X enhanced version on whatever. And when I played it, I mentioned this, like, all this needs to be is running at a higher resolution and it would look pretty good and be playable, but it's
Yeah.
just 22 frames per second at 720p. This day and age, I'm not settling for it. That sounds petty and stupid, but
Nah.
no, it's a difference when, oh, you can go back and play a game with like a cool art style. This was trying to be realistic and it looks so terrible. So
Yeah,
I can't go back. But this I'm into. I don't think people are acting like this is the second coming, and I think it's a little overhyped in that regard, but I did really like this trailer. I'm into it. I'm not going to wait for the PC version at this point. I'm just, why even bother? If it happens, I'll buy it twice. Who the hell knows?
I think people are overhyping it way too much.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all the games better not come out around it, and I think that's smart. I don't think games should try to release, you know, companies should not be releasing their games around Red Dead 2 because with the hype, everyone's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But I just think people need to like relax it a bit, and you know, I think when people were looking at GTA 5, they were expecting like this monumental thing, and it was good, but the online aspect of it is what really made that game so epic.
Yeah, and that's the reason. Like, people like to talk about, oh, GTA 5 is still in the top 10 NPD. And yeah, that's because of online. It has nothing to do with the single player campaign, which is what so many, like, this is what Red Dead is. That's why people bought GTA 5, and a lot of the press really like it, is because of that. It has morphed completely away from what that is. And you're basing the potential success on Red Dead 2 on that, like these sales numbers that are attributed to something else. So it's like a weird thing. It's still gonna do stupid well, but I think it isn't as a known quantity yet. I still think it could get delayed. Who the hell knows? Who knows what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I see very little chance of it getting delayed, but I just think like people are overhyping it in the way they say like, well, what's going to be able to beat Red Dead for Game of the Year? And it's like, well, God of War came out of nowhere and surprised everybody already, and people are still like, they're trying to make this game seem like it's going to be the best game of the year, and it's
weird.
I don't know. I can see it being really good. I mean, is it going to be compelling enough?
But you're touching on kind of what I was thinking about is, even if it is one of the best games of the year, it's so strange to see a game that has had 4 minutes before this trailer, 4 minutes of footage that wasn't even gameplay, and to have everyone in games media already hailing it as game of the year. It's
amazing.
That's absurd. Like, that's almost disingenuous to your audience. Like, why are you even saying? You could say, oh, I think it's going to be my game of the year, but everyone's betting on it already and has nothing to do with what Rockstar's even doing. It's so weird.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I mean, I know what I'm expecting from this game. So I'm not getting super hyped about it. I think it's going to be good. I'm definitely going to pick it up. I want to see what the online is like, because I do enjoy GTA 5 online a lot. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to have to be very different from GTA Online in order to keep people coming back.
Casinos.
I mean, you can't really buy like a Corvette or DeLorean and stuff in the Western days.
There was a DeLorean. It was in that documentary I saw with Marty McFly.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe. I guess there is a chance there's going to be a DeLorean in the game.
Right? Come on.
It looks cool. I'm really hoping it's a good single player for sure. The online is still one of those things that even if it's something really cool, like I don't know if I can get into it being just Western and riding horseback or train or whatever, because the online on the first Red Dead really didn't interest me that much.
But I think it could be really cool if it's, let me get 10 of my friends. I don't have 10 friends. 2 of my friends together to rob this train, and we're all on horseback, like just trying to get to this train, and one's jumping on the side, and like the other person's going up ahead to switch it to a different track, and another person's down the other end of the track, like with a bomb set up. Like, there's some really cool shit, and I'm totally down for that. It is a big question mark, and I think obviously that's a big part of the game that who knows when we'll even get to that point.
Yeah, it's got potential, man. It's definitely looking like it's going to be really cool, and I mean, it's Rockstar. I don't really, I can't even think of the word. I don't really expect them to fail on this game.
No.
LA Noire was a fluke.
They didn't really make it, so
yeah, they still,
Yeah, I don't know. I've still never really loved any of Rockstar's games, so I'm the outlier. So. Who knows?
Well, let's see if this will change it.
I love the setting. I hope it does.
Oh yeah.
Not holding my breath. But last week I talked a lot about God of War. But Joel, you were not here. Tell me your thoughts about this God man and his boy.
Well, I wanted to kind of just give my counterpoints to, and I don't remember all of what you said, but I know the main thing, and because I went back and listened to your episode, but I know you had mentioned that you didn't like the loot system, I think.
Yeah, it's overly complicated.
Well, that you didn't see like a purpose for it or something. And at the time I was at work, so I was like, in my head I'm like, oh, I like the loot system. I think it gives you a reason to grind and to look for, to get those chests and stuff like that.
Loot,
but also,
it's like going into the inventory and having to sort through 50 different gems, I think is unnecessary in a game like this.
Yeah, that part I mean, it depends what you're looking for. I think I know my playstyle enough, and really, there's a good correlation between the way I play this game and the way I play Diablo 3, where I have things that slow down the combat, like kind of like a time freeze in a way.
Mm.
So I use that, and then I use a lot of like I'm trying to think of the word. It's just like this combo attack that spins the axe. So I'll be like swiping,
Oh.
it'll start spinning the axe, and I'm still doing like a punch. So just I don't know. I like the flow of the combat, and I think without the different gear and stuff like that, it limits your like capabilities. I don't know. Other than that, I agreed with you on a lot of the other stuff. I love the loot aspect of it because I definitely didn't want the game to be so minimalist. I wanted it to have this, this whole different system because it's weird. Like there's some games that are too overwhelming in a way, kind of like normal RPGs, right? Like a JRPG or whatever, like where their system's so complex and there's so much to it,
Sure.
and it's hard to kind of get everything organized. I think this game does it well enough to where you know what you're going to use and you know what you want to focus on for your combat, because if you're dying a lot or you're getting beaten by certain enemies, you know what you want to weaken. Like for me, a lot of it is when there's these really tough guys with all the armor, the guys that look like Dark Soul characters.
Yeah, the travelers.
Yeah, so the travelers, whenever those guys are around, I use the slowdown thing on him, and then I go and kill the ads, and then I focus on him, and that's kind of what I built my set around is being able to crowd control the tougher guy and get rid of the ads, and that helped me get through like the trials really quick.
Oh, sure.
And like I didn't die. I think I died maybe once in the trials, and that was just when it was which time was it?
The don't get hit one.
No, that one I did on the first try. It had to be. I think it was one of the ones where Atreus couldn't get captured.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, and it wasn't because he got captured too many times. It was just because I didn't have enough health stones near me to replenish the health. But
Gotcha.
I don't know. I like playing with the systems a little bit because even when I was going up against the Valkyrie, like I went in my menu and changed up a couple things, and on like my third time changing everything, I was able to go back in and beat the Valkyrie.
Okay. I mean, I agree that I like all the different subsystems for like the runic attacks, and this is the heavy attack, this is the light attack. Let me level that up. There's the summons for Atreus. I like all that. It's the minutia and the overly unnecessary, like, oh, this is plus 10 to strength and plus 5 to defense, and then it's slotted three times.
Yeah.
And then
the little stats, like the little numbers.
yeah, it's like
for me, I'm just looking at the sidebar, seeing if that green arrow on the number is actually going up or not.
Yeah,
If
and
it's
what I realized, because I was kind of down on some of these things, and I've come around on it. I took I think almost 5-day break from the game. The port Fortnite is nowhere, and speak of the devil. And so then when I went back into it, I started realizing different things about the combat, and through the process of killing all the Valkyries, I really learned, like, oh, this is what it's trying to do. It is still weird how there's two things. Specifically with the Valkyries, it highlights how bad the camera is because the Valkyries are so fast and they're jumping and flipping around and you can't follow them.
I didn't realize that the down on the D-pad.
Oh, a quick turn?
Yeah, I don't know
it tells
why
you
I
that
never saw that.
like once.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
I didn't realize that.
I saw it in the loading screen. That's how.
Jeez, I never read the tips on there.
Yeah, that's how
Once I found that, I feel like it made things a lot easier, because at first it's kind of weird to use it, but once I started timing it right, I was able to keep my eye on the Valkyrie for the most part, except for those moments where they fly up and then come down and try to choke you out.
And that's exactly kind of the move I want to highlight. Is this the last Valkyrie is a really tough encounter? Obviously, it's the last one, and she'll do this thing where she jumps up, like you're saying, comes back down, so you have to dodge. She jumps completely out of view.
You gotta time your dodge, because even if you dodge, and she can still catch you.
Yeah, you have to time your dodge correctly. Fine, whatever. I'll learn that. That's fine. But then you can't see her because she landed where you were, and then she'll do the jump again, and you don't know if she's doing the jump again. So you just have to dodge and kind of hope she's doing the jump again. Because if you don't, she just lands and hits you. And it's weird things like that. There's my other main thing I figured out with the combat is the red or yellow like circles that appear, so like you can parry or you can't block this at all.
I think you can parry yellow,
Yeah.
but red you can't. So the only way is you can try to use Atreus to stun them or whatever.
You have to dodge red basically, or
dodge red is the best way to do it.
Yeah. So, but with that, it emanates the red right at the, I think I'm assuming, but this seems like what it is, at the beginning of the attack's animation. So if the attack is like a short uppercut, you have like no time to react. But if the attack is like this long, I'm gonna use my little magic wand and then shoot something at you, it does the splash, and then you have to wait 2 seconds to dodge. So it's very inconsistent. If you're gonna have a visual cue, I would prefer it actually be like, you have to dodge now when you show me the cue all times.
Yeah.
Instead of being a variable. And that was something I noticed with all the Valkyries. Even though they're really fun, and they're some of the best fights in the game, and it's fun to learn them.
It feels really good to kill one.
Yeah, it's just
so satisfying.
They're super annoying when like, oh, they randomly hit me for a third of my health bar. I'm like, what did you even do?
Yeah.
There's another thing too. I didn't realize this. And this is why I was telling you before the show to go just level up your armor in that Niflheim place, because the level of your Kratos. That depends.
Kratos. I heard you saying Kratos.
I'm like, Kratos? I'm like, I don't know how to say this guy's name.
They say his name in the game.
Like 3 times. He calls him father. He doesn't say Crabman or whatever the fuck his name is.
He's been a character forever.
I never really played these games. Anyway, so you level up your dude, and like, okay, so you're level 3. If you're fighting a level 6 guy, it doesn't matter what your stats really are. Like, it's bending the rules to work thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's making them do more damage to you and you do less damage to them regardless of what your stats are. So when you finally level up to level 5, even if it was just from like random gems that give you better like cooldown and stuff, you'll do more damage to that character, which I didn't understand exactly because it's never really spelled out. It's not about stats, it's about that level, and that's stupid, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they even... I mean, I guess I get why they show the numbers, because you're gonna lose something on... Like, because the runic stuff, especially, like your cooldowns and stuff like that, matters a lot. But, yeah, I mean, the main thing you want to do is just level up anyways. Like, always get that number up, because that's what's gonna help you.
Yeah, and I think that's not... It's, like, not clear, because, oh, I want more... I'm not going to get this because I want more defense. Like, you could be really screwing yourself over.
I think they found a good balance, though. Like, when you think of games that have just too much gear, kind of like Assassin's Creed Origins. Like, I felt Assassin's Creed Origins, you would get something cool, and then right away it would be like, nah, it's kind of lame already because there's already this other piece of gear.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You're already getting rid of it.
They did a great job with the amount of gear. It was just the leveling system I felt was maybe not explained to me in a way where I was like, oh... But that was only like post game. I really had any problems. Like the main campaign, you're not going to run into any of that. Really.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, like just being at the point where I am now in the game, just trying to clean up everything. Like, I don't feel like I need to even level up anymore. I feel
what level are you?
I'm almost at 7.
Okay, so I did everything at I like Niflheim or whatever. When I left, I was 8.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so once you're 8, like none of the Valkyries are purple health bar or anything. So it's, and then they're fun to fight. They're not super obnoxious. They're just like, yay, fun.
Yeah, I almost got the one at the end of the trials. That one I came pretty close to getting it had I had the resurrection stones. So I regret not getting those and then going back up because I could have beat it on like the second try, and then I was like, just come back.
Come back later. It doesn't matter.
I was like, I'm gonna hunt all these.
I didn't even know. I forgot about the resurrection stones for like the entire game.
Yeah, I always go for the one that gives you the health and not the rage, because the Spartan rage doesn't really do that much damage.
No, it does like no damage to Valkyries, which is really the only reason you'd need it.
Yeah.
those stones. I used one on the final Valkyrie because I was like, it was like 2 hours it took for me to kill this. It's a tough fight. It's really fun once you finally like I'm learning all these things, but God, if Dark Souls had fights like some of the fights in this game, nobody would like it.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
like
what's so funny
it's
is like
cheap.
playing this game has made me want to play like Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne so bad. So that's definitely what I'm going to be jumping into as soon as
Yes.
I finish this game. Because I'm just like thirsty for that kind of combat now.
Yeah, and I Bloodborne's better for combat wise.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm farther in Dark Souls than I am Bloodborne. So I don't know.
Oof.
I'll dip into both at the same time. Who cares?
The, Dark Souls 3 is a funny beast. It dips in the middle.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
as far as like being fun or
Yeah,
combat?
it's like the middle area. Like, these areas are kind of lame. I don't. This is a poison swamp. I don't really want to be here. And then the
Yeah,
end
I'm at the
game
poison
is
swamp.
the end game is really cool. Some of the best like castles and dragons and shit. Really enjoyable. And the beginning, I really.
I gotta free that. I gotta free that last dragon still. You just reminded me of that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. See, I did like everything before I finished the game.
I
So-
did a lot of stuff, but there were certain things that like if I got stuck on it or I couldn't figure it out right away, I would look at the time because I was trying to play during the week, which gave me very limited time to play.
Mm,
And so if I looked at the clock and I was like, no, I don't have time to sit here and figure it out, I'll just do it later. I would move on just because I wanted to get through the game because I didn't want it to get spoiled.
so let's. I mean, should I put something on the screen that's like spoilers? Oh, I don't. I don't
You
have
can
that.
if you want. I mean, at this, I mean, we haven't really said anything that'll spoil the story.
I
so
mean, there's dragons. I don't even think there's like one thing that you can spoil. And that's
Well,
it.
I think there's definitely a few things
I
because
think well, there's stuff
for
you can
people that are gonna play it, because if someone plays
Yeah.
it and they start the game and they already know certain things from the end, they're gonna all the things that are kind of hinting at it that make
Sure.
the story interesting are gonna kind of be spoiled.
I
don't
think rather than that, there are moments that happen in the game that I'm glad I didn't have spoiled that are just like small moments that you have with your son or that something random happens that you didn't like the time you just
Yeah.
climb up a wall and then there's a boss fight right there. You're like, oh shit, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Oh,
What's gonna
man,
happen?
there's I want to play the game on a higher difficulty. Like I've never wanted to do that on any game.
Well, yeah, I
Like,
haven't
start
tried
it fresh. Like start it fresh and try again. Like which I won't because I just don't. I don't know.
I
Anyway.
just don't want to.
I just don't want to. I want to, but I don't want to, you know? If
Totally.
I had more free time, then I totally would.
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, this is like the perfect size of an open world I want for a game. You know, like 30-ish hours, 40 maybe to do everything, get the platinum, and have a great time with it is pretty perfect.
Yeah, it actually it made me want to go back and play even Assassin's Creed Origin for a moment. Like, man, I love looting stuff. I like
Yeah.
completing quests and discovering things. But I just didn't care about the lore as much in Assassin's Creed. Like there are very little things that I actually cared about. Where this game I was actually reading
Exactly.
things that I would find. I'm like, I never do that in any games. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do that in so few games, but this one's like, oh, I don't know what happened to this Valkyrie, and then having the characters talk about it and the stuff they were saying, I was interested in what they were saying, which is also for a God of War game especially
Yeah.
unheard of. Like,
Yeah.
so that's God of War. As Joel gets eaten by his children, then we're gonna make up a side story here. That's what's happening.
Ugh. Yeah, they're crazy.
Is there anything else that happened this week that's exciting in the world of games?
Ah, man, I had something.
Hmm.
I know I thought about it earlier, and then I'm trying to think what it was.
What's God of War? Fortnite with knives.
Fortnite with an X.
I can't.
Season 4 of Fortnite came out, so everyone was waiting for that. You know, for the destruction of Tilted Towers, which is funny because it completely missed Tilted Towers and hit Dusty Depot, and so that's now Dusty Divot, and they've got kind of like a Thor, like from the movie Thor, kind of like camp area. You know how they surround the hammer in the first one, and they have like that little camp where they're like trying to figure out what it is or how to get it out.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay.
So it looks just like that. And there's moon rocks that you find on the floor that you can consume and actually make you jump higher, which is pretty cool. But the costumes are awesome because it's superhero themed. So you got different costumes that you can play. And then I think there's, I might be wrong, but I think there's something going on where one of the suits you can actually get upgrades for or pieces. I don't know, something like that. Because I thought I saw one costume, and then there was a more upgraded armored version of it. I thought I read it somewhere. It might have been Reddit that I was reading it. Reddit. I know. I'm not really addicted to Reddit, but I like going on there every now and then and reading, like the Fortnite stuff or the kind of funny stuff. It's cool. I mean, I haven't played very much of Season 4 just because I've been playing God of War, but I'm definitely itching to get back into Fortnite. Still enjoyable, even though I'm not great at it.
Even though Will likes it, it's still good. Shocking.
Yeah. He does like that game.
But it's on mobile. He's playing it on mobile like a weirdo.
What?
What's
on
that about?
Mobile?
I think that's might be against the law.
Yeah, that's gross, man.
Not good. Not good. I maybe one time we'll play Fortnite again. Who knows?
I've been wanting to do a stream so that we can cut it up into Let's Play.
We should. I can film my footage.
Yeah, I can film mine, and then Maple Bacon
Maple Man
Shark can do his.
It's 2018. Yeah, so get a computer. That's exactly my point.
So get rid of your smartphone and just use a flip phone and get a sweet PC.
Exactly. You don't need it. You don't.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Check Twitter? It's on your computer already. Stop it.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to the Giant Beast cast?
That's the East Coast.
That's the East Coast Giant Bomb, which I prefer because I feel like Giant Bomb is I feel like they're so like done with everything. Like they're like
Interesting. I have not.
I think
heard...
they're funny, but a lot of the time there's just like, yeah, it was okay. Yeah, and there's that.
I know. I know Jeff from another podcast, Jeff Bakalar.
Yeah, I love Jeff Bakalar.
He's really good.
All the guys over there. Dan Reichert's funny.
Yeah, that's that.
Abby
I should
Russell.
listen to that because I do like two people that are on.
Oh man, it's hilarious. I was cracking up at work listening.
But isn't
to
it
that.
like 3 hours long?
It's about as long as Giant Bombs, but I feel because they don't talk about as much retro and like homebrew stuff that I definitely enjoy listening to them more than Giant Bomb. And it's just funny, man. The stuff they talk about is so funny. They crack me up.
I'll consider it. I'm trying to cut down on podcasts.
Well, replace maybe 2 of them.
I know, that's the thing. I can't do these. I'm looking for like 15 to 45 minute podcasts, not 3 hours.
It's tough, but you surprise, man. You would listen. Like I listened to it, and when it was like when they were doing corrections at the end, I was like, no, this means it's over.
No, I'm not worried about it. I just don't have time for 3 more hours of podcasts.
Oh man,
That's what I'm saying.
no, I recommend it. If you have time.
I love long podcasts. I know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I've too many.
I've had to add so many more just because I listen to stuff all day at work, and so
Yeah.
like I'll listen to podcasts until Kind of Funny goes live, and then I listen to Kind of Funny while I'm working, and then once that's done, I finish up the day with another podcast.
Yeah, I can understand that. I do not do that.
Yeah.
If I did, I would listen to the 17-hour Odyssey, whatever the hell. Oh, that was the thing for God of War. I was making this tweet, but I don't know. It got lost on my phone. I don't really give a shit. I stopped caring. But it was like, it's so ironic that they switched from Greek to Norse mythology and then somehow made the Odyssey game ever.
Yeah. That's funny.
It's like, that's perfect. That perfectly sums up God of War. Because I love the journey of it. Man, it was so good.
They knocked it out, man. I'm super happy. Like I'm okay with people giving it a 10 because it's not perfect, but it's not revolutionary, but
it does everything so well.
It does everything so well, and not only that, to be able to take someone like Kratos and make him this and make him this awesome and not so one-dimensional. Like I was listening. I forgot what podcast I was listening to. It might have been Giant Bomb.
Oh god.
They were talking about do you see the Xbox being able to do this with any of their franchises? Being able to take something like Master Chief or like Marcus Phoenix, whatever, and completely, changing their one-dimensional, thing that makes them who they are, and making them more interesting and changing up their gameplay, even a little. Like, I don't know. They're different games.
Like, who cares about the story of this God of War game? The art style, the combat, the just level design is on a totally different plane of existence.
Those little Zelda-esque moments for like, oh, now I have this weapon. Now I can go unlock this and this.
This is the best Zelda game in years.
Yeah.
Suck it, really Breath of the Wild. I do think this is a better game than Breath of the Wild overall.
I haven't finished Breath of the Wild, so already I enjoy it more.
I think.
Although I did tell myself that I was gonna start, because I'm gonna start streaming again now that my son's baseball stuff is kind of slowed down a little bit.
Oh, did you kill the umpire and they kicked you out?
Oh God, I wish I could have. No, he's got like 2 more games left, and then the end of the tournament season, or end of the season tournament,
is his
and
team
then that's
any
it.
Good?
Dude, it's fun actually. Now that the kids are a little bit older and they got the hang of pitching to each other, the games are actually really fun.
Oh, cool.
And like the parents are like yelling to, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's almost done, and so I'll be happy that I can start streaming again. And I want to play Breath of the Wild while it's docked on my screen, because I think that's the only way I can really pay better attention to it, because I've tried to on handheld mode. I had such a hard time getting into it.
I agree, and I haven't played. I think Breath of the Wild was the only Switch game I played in handheld mode, and I have not undocked it since, except to look at like the store one day.
Okay.
I'm like all TV with it.
Yeah, I think I prefer it that way, even though it's like, oh, it's got the handheld. Well, yeah.
Like, that's cool, but I'm already lazy on my chair next to my TV. Like,
it's too far. I don't want to hold it.
Yeah, I could just grab the Pro Controller, turn it on remotely. There it is.
Oh, I still need to get a Pro Controller. I waited just because I hadn't been playing it very much. Like, the only games I was really playing on it was Golf Story and Stardew Valley.
And you probably don't need it for that.
I don't need it for that. Once they get more games coming out that I want to play, like Smash Brothers.
Sure. Oh my God, Smash.
At E3. I can't wait.
I don't think we're friends on the Switch, and we need to do that.
Yes.
We do need in a week to 6 weeks when I turn the thing on again.
Yeah, exactly. Mine's been down there on the dock for a while, or downstairs.
Oh, I started playing the Shadow of the Colossus remaster today.
Oh, nice.
And that is a gorgeous ass game.
That's what I done heard.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I killed the first 3 Colossi. Really, that game is just timeless, I think. It still, controls are dumb as hell, but it was in the first place. There's no changing that.
Yeah.
You're flipping and flopping around. It's a ton of fun. Really love that game. I was going to transition us into something else. I forgot what it was. And now we start talking about the Switch.
Did we want to wait for Logan to finish up the top 10 list?
Does it matter? What's on the top 10?
I don't know. It's
like some... Let me do like a couple more.
There's like...
Didn't we stop at 10?
Witcher, Skyrim, Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption.
Let's get through... We talked about Red Dead, so let's do that. Let's get through the top... Let's do the top 5 next time once we're all together.
All right, sounds good.
We gotta break it up.
Someday.
Like 60 different parts.
Oh my God.
We're the worst. All right, so this is Game Informer's top 300 games of all time that we started, I don't know, March? Who the hell knows?
We started it 3 weeks ago.
At least 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, it might have been 4 weeks ago.
Because we didn't do it last week.
Yeah, you didn't do it last week, and then the week before that we did.
Yeah,
we were all 3 of us here, and then the week before that
was just Logan. The week before that was just you.
Yeah,
so a month. Right. And we left off right after Miss Pac-Man, the great Packety Pack game, at number 11 on the list.
Now I think Miss Pac-Man is actually just regular Pac-Man dressed up.
That is not true.
You are not fooling anybody, Miss Pac-Man.
I don't think that's what's happening, but sure, fine. The hell's happening? Let's go to number 10, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, a game I was thinking about reinstalling on my PC this very day.
Wow.
Because
I've been, every time I
it.
see it on sale, I want to get it.
Yeah. And I got...
It's
Hold
too
on,
late.
the thing's breaking. I played like 20, 30 hours of it and barely did anything. And I want to do stuff. It's, so well regarded.
It is. I remember when it first came out, I was super into it. It's just at a certain point, I think I realized, like, man, I've been playing 30 hours of this game, and I'm like 10% through the story because I've been doing all the side quests.
Yeah. It's just too daunting.
Well, yeah, and the thing that happens with games like that is you start losing interest in the story.
Yeah, because like I need all the dots to be connected.
Like I need to clear out some of these things so I can actually see the map.
I think the way I played Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins, where I just kind of followed the story fairly closely, didn't air. I did a side quest here and there when it was nearby. I kind of mainlined it more or less. That's what I need to do with Witcher, because otherwise it is 700 years of your life, and I can't do what I did with Breath of the Wild, which was, oh, look at that cool mountain, let's go to the cool mountain. Like, this game, it's not that. It can't do that. It's too big.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
It's a little
to think
much. It's a little much.
It's 3 years ago.
That is really hard to believe because it's still constantly like. I feel like it's constantly in my face, but people aren't talking about it as much anymore because it's been so long. But I feel like I see it everywhere.
Yeah, I have one of the years I went to E3, I think 2013. One of those years. I have a press bag. So I have a Witcher 3 bag with the logo and everything on it, like a tote bag. And then inside is a big puzzle, like a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle.
Oh my god.
And it's one of my best swag things. Like, this is the coolest swag. I love it.
Well, I think it's when people give you something unique, it means more to you than like the random, treasure map or something that someone gives out.
Although I would have taken a map.
It's like, you hang it on the wall. Yeah, I was reading. I was in the Steam store or whatever, reading the Watch Dogs 2 thing, and it's one of the tags is Illuminati. I don't get it.
I think that is a thing in the game, though.
I know, but it's so random that's one of the tags.
That's another game that I have on my computer that I have not played.
I'm tempted because it's like
Logan loved it.
It's like 67% off right now.
I got it because I bought this mic. It came free with the mic. That's why Logan got it too, because we bought the same mic. I never played the game, but he did.
And mine came with Ghost Recon Wildlands, but my stupid account thing is jacked up. I don't know.
Well, that's on you though. So,
anyways,
next game, number 9. We can take a little longer with these now because we're only doing 5. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, it's true.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the game that refuses to not be released in a given year.
The game that refuses to die.
You think we'll get a re-release of this? Oh, but it came out again on PC. The VR version came out on PC like a month ago.
Oh, that's true. It did.
It already happened. Which, speaking of, I have this VR thing. I really should be playing these Skyrims.
You should be. I want to hear your impressions video or your impressions review of the Elder Scrolls Skyrim VR.
I want to do it with Fallout 4 though. I'd rather do Fallout.
Okay.
The problem is because I get sick in any game where you can move and shoot at the same time in VR, or Super's Lucky's Tale, which got me really sick.
Oh jeez.
Like one of the sickest. There's like a game. I spent so much money on these stupid games and then I can't play them.
That sucks.
It does kind of suck. They're really cool. Like there's this one. Oh shit! It's the one. Kind of funny. Did a Let's Play for the multiplayer part of it. but the single player is supposed to be super good. And I played like half an hour of it, and you're pulling yourself through a space station, and you're grabbing things on the wall, and it's super cool.
I remember that one.
It feels so awesome to do, but you're floating through space. I'm like, I can't play this for more than 20 minutes. So what I did was I bought some Dramamine.
Oh, jeez.
Like a trial pack for motion sickness.
Yeah. Which people take it, when they try out games. That's fine.
And I think that might work for me. That's why I bought like 4 pills. Like, okay, I'll try this one day, see if it works, because I want to play these games. Like Arizona Sunshine is a stupid, like it's a 7 out of 10. But you're running around shooting zombies, and they're right there, and you're picking ammo out of a crate. Like, this is cool as hell. I want to do it. I want to be it. I want to love it. I don't want to throw up. Also,
yeah, don't throw up. That sounds awesome.
I've never thrown up from VR, but I have had to sit down and stare at the wall for 30 minutes, which is not a good way to spend your day off. FYI.
I think one time somebody described, I forgot what it was, on a game where they were going up the elevator, and then once the elevator stopped, they felt like they were still, like their body was still rising. And it gave me chills and almost like made me sick to my stomach.
I can see that, but for me it's like a different issue where it just, the 3D, it's like they're not aligned. Like I need a different setting on it to perfectly align with my eyes, because it's just a little off. Because if I were to wink like a sociopath and play it in one eye, I wouldn't have a problem. There's something about it being combined and then moving that fucks it up.
Weird.
It is weird. So that's how we feel about Skyrim.
Yeah.
It's I think Skyrim's one of the most overrated games of all time. So
I really like the freedom that it gave you, but I think kind of the same thing, like with the big problem with some open world games, which I guess isn't really a problem, is they don't really give you incentive to finish the story, because I was having so much fun in the open world that I just didn't care about whatever the hell was happening.
Yeah, I think as in Skyrim's case, Skyrim came out the same year that Dark Souls 1 came out, and I always give it shit, and I hate it because it robbed a better game of the year. Dark Souls
stole its thunder.
They stole its thunder.
Why?
And so Skyrim is. And I did a video. You could actually go find this video where I was like, "This is why Skyrim sucks." It's like 5 minutes of me yelling about Skyrim, because every single thing that Skyrim does, except for the open world, is done 10 times better in another game, and that game might have come out years prior to Skyrim.
Yeah,
like the combat, the storytelling, the presentation, like every single, the crafting, like down to the minutia, is done better in every single other game. The open world, amazing, but everything else is done way better in other games, and I think it gets way too much credit. I would rather Fallout 3 be on it, like at this spot, just because I think it's more interesting than Skyrim.
All right. Yeah. I agree.
Now, we talked a little bit about Red Dead Redemption. That is number 8 on this list. Pretty damn high.
I don't think it needs to be there. I'd rather see Grand Theft Auto 5 in that spot.
No, trash game for trash people. No, that GTA 5. I think GTA 5 is on this list. Is it not?
I thought it was way back. I might be wrong.
I think I would. No, it's right here.
No.
No, that's 5. It's number 4. So it's higher. I think it's still way too high, but I do really appreciate it, and I wish. That PC version, man, I would have played that game. I would have loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm doing, I'm being a little more negative on Red Dead Redemption so that I don't overhype myself. It was a really good game, and the online was awesome. It just didn't have a hook.
Flip-flopper.
It didn't have the hook. But no, I keep thinking like bad things about Red Dead because I don't want to overhype myself. I don't want to be in the overhype machine.
That's kind of what I did with God of War, and saying like, I'm not getting hyped for this. Oh, it's getting good reviews. Okay, I'm excited.
All right, I can't wait to play it. Oh shit.
Yeah, but now it's like awesome. That's what made me pre-order it, was once it started getting these really good reviews. I'm like, okay, I'm in. I was just gonna Redbox it, but now I'm in, and I'm glad I did.
I think once I heard the impressions, I was like sold.
Oh, it might have been the impressions. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
first impressions. It's like, okay, this is something I need to do. Fine. Play.
All right, moving on from God of War.
Moving on from God of War, which is still playing because I don't have footage of these stupid games. Number 7, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Yes.
I really think it's up here mainly for its influence.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a great game.
It was a really good game, but I think it really hit its stride with Modern Warfare 2.
Now, I think I prefer Modern Warfare 1. It really is the game that ushered in the modern shooter in so many respects. It's hard
created
to
the bro shooter.
Yeah, for better for worse there. But not only in the single player but also in the multiplayer, like its reach and influence is probably one of the biggest of a modern game. I guess now with Battle Royale stuff, that's a larger influence than this, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is like I think the biggest thing that Call of Duty Modern Warfare did was in a way make Call of Duty something that lasted longer, because now you see like Medal of Honor didn't last very long. What was some of
It
the
kind
other,
of
some
brought
of like the older ones.
because there was Medal of Honor, there was like Band of Brothers.
Yeah, and I don't think like Battlefield comes out, to compete. I just don't think it has the longevity like Call of Duty, like, because I would play both and I would like both, but I would really quickly lose interest in Battlefield. And I think that Call of Duty will outlast Battlefield.
Well, I
in the long
think that's been shown at this point.
Yeah. Good job, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I a little high.
But also, stop being greedy.
A little high on the list, but we'll give it to you. We'll allow it this
Yeah.
one time.
We will allow it this time.
Now, did you ever play a little game called Final Fantasy VI?
I did not. And what makes it even worse is how confusing some of the numbering is, because,
It's not that confusing.
well, like, I think it happened with, I don't know, 3 and 6 maybe, where it's
Okay,
like,
so it's Final Fantasy 1 is Final Fantasy 1. Final Fantasy 2 was Final Fantasy 4 or Final Fantasy 3 in Japan, and then Final Fantasy 3 is Final Fantasy 6.
Jesus.
Okay, so it is confusing, but 6 is the easiest. No one gives a shit about Final Fantasy 2 / whatever. It's
Okay.
Final Fantasy 3 / slicks that they talk about.
I guess
that's-
I just have to figure out which ones to care about.
It's this one.
Okay.
I didn't never.
I've
beat
heard
it.
many amazing things about 6, and I think I watched one of the Easy Ally guys play it a couple nights ago.
Okay.
And I think I watched it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, God, this seems so cool. It's so hard for me to get back into RPGs, especially. I don't know. I think I'll have to clear out some time and get it, because I
Yeah.
think it's on. It's available on Vita, I think.
It's on like everything. Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah.
You can play it. I felt the same way, and then I went back a couple of years ago, and played Final Fantasy 9 for the first time. Played through the whole game and really liked it. So, and I plan on playing Final Fantasy 6 and finally beating it. I only played 10 hours, 15 hours of it. I wanna see everything. You've had spoilers, and it's been out for 20 something years.
Yeah.
But I want to
Which
experience it.
I've heard spoilers about it, and even with the spoilers, it's like I want to see it. I want to get there.
Yeah, like
I
that-
want to see
that
how it
sounds
happens,
cool.
and I want the moments
Having
that
these
it
different
happens.
parties that you're making, and then these moments where they all like converge, and you have to send different groups to do different things. It's a really, really cool game. I really wish I had played more of it. There's a Moogle. How could you forget the Moogle?
Damn Moogle.
Logan, I know, would have more to say about this game. And I think that's where we'll end, actually. We can maybe talk briefly about it again. But then we have the top 5,
Oh yeah.
which I think the top 5 might be quicker than the bottom 5, where we just complain about VR and about these games being overrated.
Stupid VR.
I wish It's set up. I set up VR, my new place. I have room for it. I did whack my door one time, though. That did not feel
Oh
good.
jeez. Wait, when did you get your new place? Is this recent or is
No,
this
just like
old news?
September.
Okay, never mind. All right. I thought I might have missed something. I
But
feel like
no,
I've been gone forever.
I set it up. I set the VR up again maybe 3 months ago. So I'd been here a while before I took it out, and then I got sick again. Oh, I set it up because I bought all these. There was a Christmas sale for VR on the Oculus store.
I remember when you picked up some VR games to try
Yeah,
out.
it was like
You're like, I have this thing. I would need to try it out.
exactly. I spent like $100, but I got like 10 games. There was Super Hot VR. Everyone gushes all over the place. Super
Yeah,
Hot.
I've heard about that game a lot. I've heard about what is
trying
it?
to think of
Res
the-
Infinite. There's just a lot
Yeah,
of games I've heard of over
I'm
and
not
over
into
again.
Res, but there was like a mage one I got too, where you can like mix potions and it's like an actual adventure you're on. That's supposed to be really cool.
You get to become Harry Potter.
Kind of, but more medievally. What was
Oh,
I can't remember the game. Lone Echo. That's what it is. That was
I've heard
the
of that
really
game.
good game that it was like, this is the first AAA, VR game, and I can see
This
that,
is the one to put it on the map.
and it's just nauseating. But it's cool. Like, you're playing as a robot, you're floating through space, and it feels so real and cool. Like when you put your hand out and you touch the wall, and you almost feel like you feel it with the touch controllers. It's so good. It's crazy how well that works. I'm stunned at how well it
I
works.
still need to try VR, man. There's like a retro video game place around here that is trying to start selling more modern stuff, and I think they have a VR setup that you can try out.
Oh, I would
But I don't really
definitely.
I don't want to stick my head in stuff that other people have stuck their heads
true.
in.
Just cover your face in Purell.
I'll just wrap it in disinfectant wipes.
Or get like,
a
a
mummy.
saran wrap and mummy your face with that.
I couldn't breathe. Put the helmet
Well, you
on.
gotta cut the hole for your mouth. Don't be stupid.
Okay, good. I thought you were telling me to suffocate
And then
myself.
poke the holes in your nose too. Like, you gotta be fully prepared. But
All right, that sounds,
maybe
that sounds like a lot of work.
maybe just inspect it first, and like swab it down,
I'll just bring my own disinfectant spray and just spray the shit out of it.
and then you put your eyes immediately in it.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be good. Now I can't see at all.
Is this VR?
This is VR. Yes, this is your life now. Blindness. Yeah,
Hurt?
it's great.
Why does VR hurt?
Why does VR hurt so much? Why does it smell
Oh,
like
God.
Purell?
Oh, I kind of like the smell of Purell though.
Not that much, you don't. Not
Now
the,
I want
Not the
VR.
thick fog of that sweet Purell. On a side tangent, we are ruining society with hand sanitizer. Germs
kinda
are
are.
okay, all right?
Yeah, I'm okay with germs. I'm not okay with I don't know, I went to a public bathroom the other day and there was obviously no sink because it was like a porta potty and no hand sanitizer in the thing. And I felt like throwing up everywhere. So luckily my
Like
wife
VR.
has hand sanitizer in her purse and I just grab a shit ton of it
Okay,
and got it all over my
I'm more
hands.
referring to the helicopter parent who's just smothering their child.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Purell. That's absurd.
No, I mean, I wouldn't be the man I am today without all the germs.
Yeah, without all the dirt I shoved in my pants or whatever the hell.
Exactly, yeah. You need it.
You need that dirt. You just
Need that dirt, man.
Gotta get your blood.
I want a sticker that just says you need that dirt,
You
man.
need that dirt, man. How else am I supposed to catch diseases I don't need?
Exactly. How are you gonna be stronger if you
Make-
don't get weaker
It makes
first?
sense to me. What if deadweight ever die? Duh.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
What doesn't kill you makes you severely weaker, but teaches you a lesson.
Teaches you a lesson. Don't eat that again. Don't put
Don't
that
eat
in your
that.
bloodstream directly, stupid.
Yeah, why'd you eat that? I'm ass.
I'm dumb. All right.
I forgot what we were talking about.
It doesn't matter. We're going to end the show. That's it.
All right, cool.
This is whatever the hell it is.
That's it.
Every Friday,
We did a thing.
6 p.m. Pacific time. That's it. Go eat some dirt.
Oh,
Twitch.tv/TheGameFanatics. Did I even spell check what I had? Oh, it is spelled correctly. Good. I'm glad. Check it at the end, though.
What? Game Fanatics? Did you spell it right?
No, the text I put on screen.
Let me see.
Solid work.